Good morning or afternoon. I'm Teresita McNabb. I'm the Senior Vice President of Clinical Services at Terrebonne General Health Center. It's my pleasure to welcome you to Terrebonne General's Heart Recovery Reunion that Impella helped us put on. We're thrilled to host a special celebration to see what our hard work has resulted for in our special patient, Johnny Leday. We will honor our physicians, especially our CIS physicians, our staff, and talk about the innovative therapies that helped save our patients and many other patients. Our physicians and staff work tirelessly each and every day to turn unbelievable stories into realities. Together as a team led by CIS, we provide leading-edge cardiology services to our community, as well as patients from other communities who come here to receive our cardiology care. Seeing you here today truly validates all of our efforts. Our real passion is to always provide exceptional health care with compassion, as our mission states, and to go above and beyond the norm to provide the most innovative cardiac treatment options to all of our patients who need this. And along with CIS, we are accomplishing this each and every day. In order to do this, however, it takes an exceptional team who communicate and work seamlessly and efficiently, and of course to have the right resources and technology to do so. As you will hear today, using innovative technology like the Impella device has allowed our team to achieve major successes in critical life-threatening situations. Our cardiology team works together with the cardiac cath lab staff, the critical care staff, our telemetry staff, and many other departments in the hospital to ensure each and every patient has the best possible outcome. This event allows us to complete the full circle of care and provides each member who played a role in the care of Johnny to see what their efforts resulted in for this particular patient. It truly touches the heart of our staff to have a visit from a patient who is as sick as you were to come back so that our staff can see what their efforts result in. I want to thank our patient, Johnny Leday, for attending the event today and actually being the reason for our event today, and to help us remind our staff why they continue to do the work they do each and every day. With that being said, I would now like to turn the program over to Jacques Blanchard, our Cardiac Catheterization Lab Director, for some more words. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresita. They gave me a script, but I'm going to go off script, so it's probably going to make Rhonda a little bit nervous. But we're here today to celebrate Miss Johnny Leday. Thank you for coming. It's not often that we can get the time to celebrate and see how a patient does after they leave us, because we usually move on to the next patient. But it's good to see how you're doing. Good to see your pretty smiling face. My name is Jacques Blanchard. I'm the director of the cath lab. I've been in the cath lab for quite a long time, about 30 years. So what's important to note about that is I'm well aware of the relationship between CIS and Terrebonne General. And that relationship allows this hospital to bring in award-winning, world-class physicians such as Dr. Finn. And it also allows us to stay on the leading edge of the technology, such as Abiomed's Impella device, which we have access to. And I don't know if everybody in this small town of Houma realizes that we have access to the latest and greatest technologies and just world-class physicians that most big cities don't have to offer. So that's very important that we all realize that, and we appreciate that. So it is a team approach, and with that being said, I think one of the main ingredients in success is this team right here. And my job is to find talent and keep talent in the cath lab. So I just want to introduce the people who do the real work, that get up in the middle of the night and save people's lives like Miss Johnny. Shanika Stute, Brandon Ennis, Becky LaBeouf, and Sean Cunningham. So y'all give them a round of applause. So when Miss Johnny was having a bad night, they got rolled out to bed about 1 o'clock in the morning and spent 4 hours with her and saved their life. So those are the guys who do the heavy lifting, so I really appreciate them. So with that being said, I'm going to now turn it over to Dr. Matthew Finn, and he can explain his efforts.
Thank you. And thanks for having me, and thanks for HTV for being here as well. Thank you, Martin. It's such a special day to be able to see Johnny and see how wonderful she looks after that night, which was frankly scary for all of us. most scary for you, but being a physician who cares deeply about his patients, seeing a patient in that condition is always a very concerning time. And, we brought Joni over quickly from the ER, and upon moving her to the cath lab table to start the procedure, she had a cardiac arrest. And we had to do CPR, and we had to shock her to get her heart rhythm back. Now, after that shock, her blood pressure was very low, and my concern was that we wouldn't be able to proceed with trying to fix her heart without, some type of supportive device. And thanks to my training and the wonderful team at Abiomed, we've become very familiar with this technology called the Impella heart pump. And it's in the middle of the night, so you become a little reactive, and I've been trained that this is a wonderful support device that you can use in these situations. So I really went straight to it without even a second thought. We put the heart pump in, and immediately her blood pressure improved to the point where that we were able to do the procedure safely. She was still very sick after the procedure, so we decided to leave the heart pump in to give her heart some time to recover from the heart attack. And then 2 days later, plus or minus, with the help of my cath lab team, we were able to get the pump out. And from there, she's done extremely well. So it's just really inspiring. I also want to take a moment to reiterate what Jock said about the wonderful team in the cath lab coming in the middle of the night, being so dedicated, so focused to help get her better. It was really inspiring procedure and an inspiring time for me to see that level of care that was provided here at Terrebonne General. And thereafter, in the middle of the night, when she was transferred to the ICU, the commitment and care from the critical care nursing team to make sure she got through those critical next couple of days while she recovered. Because getting out of the cath lab is just one important step, but the recovery in the ICU is just as important. So thank you for your care.
Hey, I'm Johnny. I'm the survivor, and I just can't begin to say how appreciative I am for the interactive cardiologists that we have here, and for Terrebonne General was really good to me. So I just thank everybody, especially Dr. Finn and Dr. Abbott are my heroes. And what happened to me is I had some blockages, and they actually did put me on medication. I actually skipped some medication a couple of days. However, it may have happened anyway, but I did throw a blood clot while I was home alone, and I passed out. And I tell everybody it was the hand of God that got me up. And then I passed out a second time, and I was home alone, and the hand of God got me up again, and I got to a phone where I was able to call 911. My daughter-in-law actually called 911 for me. And I really don't remember anything after the ambulance ride. So, but I do know they used the Impella on me, and I'm pretty sure it was a big part of saving my life. And now you can see I'm still on my blood thinners, won't ever miss a medication again. And just so fortunate and happy and doing great in rehab. I love it. So that's it. Who's next? Thanks.
Those were all incredible stories, especially hearing from you. Thank you all for sharing the role that you play in caring for our patients like Johnny.
Yeah.
And please keep doing so, because we need people to know what a great facility, what great cardiologists we have, our access to technology like a Biomed Impella, and that we aren't afraid to use it and be aggressive in order to have the outcomes that we do here.
Through everything, I hardly had any symptoms. Through everything. And that day, except feeling a little tired, and I was having like a little sciatic thing going on, so I just was like, I rested that day, and I hadn't eaten the entire day, so I was like, let me get up and get something to eat, and that's when I went down. And so God kept me. This is what I tell everybody. Well, the cardiologist and Terrebonne General saved me. Impella was a huge part of me being saved, I'm sure. And I didn't see streets of gold or bright lights, and I didn't see fire either. So Jesus decided it was time, and I wasn't ready. But I do really sincerely thank everyone that played in my recovery and saved me.
So I work for Impella. This is a temporary heart pump that's put in for patients who have major heart attacks or are undergoing complex interventions to their coronary arteries. It's a pump that's put in through the groin and floated into the left ventricle. And basically it does the work of the heart whenever the heart's stunned and has trouble doing work on its own. So the way it works is it pulls blood in through the left ventricle and then shoots it out into the aorta, simulating what the heart would naturally do on its own. So the idea is we're taking the workload away from the heart and then slowly giving the workload back as the heart heals and recovers. And in Johnny's case, we were able to wean this pump off in a matter of days and then slowly give that workload back to her as she recovered. And thankfully she was able to make a great recovery and live a normal life.
Miss Leday had a heart attack in the front heart artery, and some stents that she had previously had placed clotted and closed off. So that caused a cardiac arrest and caused her to pass out at home, and then again in the cardiac catheterization lab. And that led to us placing the Impella device, which is a pump that pulls blood from the left ventricle, the main heart pump of the body. It pulls blood from the left ventricle and pushes it down the aorta to support the heart, do some of the work of the heart. And then we went ahead and put stents in and cleaned out the clot in her front heart artery to get flow back in that artery.
What does it mean to have technology like this? I mean, when we were first starting and interviewing heart doctors, some of this stuff didn't exist. How do you feel now that we have this?
I feel very fortunate that we have it, certainly. I mean, on top of the amazing team and cath lab team and knowledge that we have to have these types of devices that we all have expertise and trained so hard to learn, it really improves patient outcomes, and I think was the Abiomed Impella device and the stent technology that we have really help us be here today.
Ms. Johnny, final question. It's sort of a
Sure.
little jovial question, but when you woke up and you saw how young the cardiologist, the heart doctor was, what
I
went through
almost
your
had
mind?
another heart attack.
But he fixed you up pretty good.
Yes, they saved my life, no doubt, no doubt.